in the left side menu is click on Club Grants View. This is the view specific to your club. And you'll see somebody else has been in here, but we're going to create a new grant application. So up here, you're going to click on New Club Grant Request. When it first opens up, you're going to have just these 4 tabs across the top. We're going to start with the details. And I'm going to do a dictionary project grant. The priority, I usually leave it on the default setting of medium. This particular setup has a round added to it, but I don't think you guys do rounds. So we're going to just add our address. You'll see these asterisks over here. If you see an asterisk next to a field, that means that's a required field, and you have to have something in that field before you can move on, before you can save it. Our target completion date, when we're going to have the project finished, is going to be October 1st, 2023. And the area of focus for this particular grant will be supporting education. And then you'll put a project description here. And we're going to go over here to the next tab. Clubs involved. If you're collaborating with another club, you will find that the club name over here in the left side menu and move it over to the right. We're not going to do that on this project, but if you have a project that you're collaborating with another club in the district, be sure to add that club there. Our contacts, we have Matt Damon, but Farah and Johnny are very passionate about this grant, so we're going to add them.
Why didn't it carry those original signatures over? I mean, what was the purpose of doing it for that first time?
That's a good question. So this contact within the grant, these are people that are directly involved with the grant, whereas the club signatures, the grant signers, any one of those people would be able to sign off on any of the grants. So this particular grant, we're just saying that Farah and Johnny want to be included as contacts for the grant in case the district has any questions about this specific grant. Does that make sense?
It does, as long as you answer the following correctly. That when I hit signatures to send out signatures, does it go to all those people that you originally put in there? And well, Farah's in there twice.
So no, the contact here, they are not necessarily going to be included in the email notification that goes out to the signers.
Okay.
I could add Bobby Flay to this grant, and that just makes him one of the contacts. He's not a signer. He can't sign off on this grant.
Got it.
He has very limited access to what he can do within the grant. But if the district needs to contact someone, they'll see Bobby Flay is a contact. And if he can't get a hold of Matt, Johnny Depp, or Farrah Fawcett, then the district can call Bobby and hopefully get an answer.
Got it. That's clear. Thank
you. Barbara, this is Sandy. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Sandy.
The reason we have a problem is that does the individual, the signers, each individual gets an email automatically from the district to sign off on it?
The district signers do get notifications.
Each one of them has, okay.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. I think what Sandy's asking is after it's complete or after he finishes,
Yeah.
does like go to audit signatures. Is
Give me
there-
just a second. Can we, let's finish this part of it.
Okay,
If I stray away, we'll have to start over from scratch
okay,
because we have these required fields
Right.
up here under the application tab. But we'll come back and look at auditing club signatures and the club signers again here in just a minute.
Okay.
So my start date, this is the actual application for the grant. So we're going to put a start date of, we'll say July 1st. That's when we're going to start placing the order for the dictionaries and things like that. And our completion date will be October 1st. And then this is where you want your grant check sent to. So I'm going to say, we're going to have it sent to Matt Damon. And we'll put this address in here. Now, this is where we're going to tell more about this project. I'm going to make this real quick, but you would want to make sure that you're putting in project objectives, how the project benefits the community, the non-financial participation. So like, what did Rotarians do with this project? And how did you promote the project in your community? If you have another organization that is, a part of this project, say for instance, you're working with Salvation Army, you could enter that organization's name here. Then you're going to want to check off these two things. These are the agreements and like the guidelines and terms and conditions that you need to agree to.
They are very important and a lot of people miss those.
Yes, make sure you check these off. They are required. So you should have to check these off before you can save. Let's say I don't check that one and I come up and save it. I guess it did. I'll have to tell the developers about that one. So,
Quick question. This is Frank Faust. When you talk about a participating organization, just for my clarity, if the club is financing another organization's efforts, are they then a participating organization, or do they cooperate with the club in performing a project?
what we normally, and Jim, you can chime in, normally it's a group that's working with you. Like my club does dictionaries, but we don't include the public school system's name, even though, they are kind of participating. They're really not doing anything besides allowing us to go in.
I've always looked at that as in, if I am working with an organization that is going to be, either financially invested in the project or service project hour investments, where they're providing some volunteers, then I would consider adding them as a collaborating organization on the project.
Thank you.
So now we have our application saved, right?
Right.
And we're going to stop here for a minute because we're going to go back and we're going to talk about the signatures. So as a level 4 user, you have access over here in the left side menu to club signatures, right? And this is where you're going to go to add everybody that will be signing off on your grants. I am going to be me for a minute. And I'm going to switch to a higher level user that is, I think, Tom Hanks. So Tom Hanks is a level 6, and I believe that he is on our district grants committee. Right here. A level 6 user, someone that's on the grants committee, will have audit club signatures in the left side menu. So if you are seeing audit club signatures in the left side menu, that is limited to higher level users. Level 4 users do not have access to this. Level 6 users can click on audit club signatures and go through and look at all clubs in the district and see who has added signers, grant signers or not. A higher level user can click on the club name right here, and that will take you directly to their club signer access list. So if somebody needs to be added, you can easily navigate back over to this area.
Hmm.
Does that make sense to everybody? That's like, but I know we have district and club on here, so I just want to make sure that that it's clear that level 4 club users do not have access to audit club signatures.
Did
That-
they receive an email, Rochelle?
So depending on your email notifications, right here, we'll take a look at this submitted grant for club approval, because that's one notification that will go out to the club. And the district grants committee can
The
edit
sign.
these however they want. So
Oh,
right here, this particular notification is only going to club signees. If the district committee or those that are signing off on district grants would like to get this notification, you would just check that and save it.
And where did you go to do that? Because I don't think we've got in, do we have that in there, Jim?
I've
It's
I've
under,
not noticed it, but I've not looked for it either.
it's under admin and then email notifications. And once we get done in Hollywood, we can take a look at your district. I've got it open right here. So we can take a look over here and see
Oh,
what
okay.
you guys actually have. Now let me switch back to Matt Damon. Where is he? There he is. Okay, so now we're going to go back to my club and club grants. And here's our dictionary project. At this point, right here, this is where you will be collecting your first round of signatures at the club level. So since Matt Damon has created this grant, he's automatically, once he saves everything, he's going to see this button here in the top right corner that says Club Collect Grant Signatures. Everybody else will be able to track where signatures are on this progression bar here at the top of the grant. So I'm going to click on this. And this pop-up menu or this pop-up window is going to ask me, are you sure? I am. And we need one more signature. I think you guys have 2 signers.
Two.
Yes.
Yeah.
So remember, this is Hollywood and there's only 1 club signature required.
Now, wait a minute, question. Did Matt actually sign that or did he submit it for signatures? Look at your
He-
signature log and see if Matt's already signed.
He has submitted the grant for club approval.
Okay,
So that's where we need the club
to
to
sign.
sign off. Yeah.
Right.
And you'll see down here, I've got some more tabs.
Yeah.
The 2 most important tabs through the process, if you're wondering what's happening and when, and club level 4 users have access to these tabs. So you want to watch the activity log and the signature log. So right here, we can see Matt Damon created the grant and he submitted the grant for club approval. But now I am going to switch to Johnny Depp. Oh, go over here.
Rochelle, can you make that screen larger or is that me?
Is that better?
A little bit, but not much.
Not sure. You know what? Let me do it this way.
There you go. I got it.
Okay.
You got it or I did once.
We come over here and we're gonna impersonate, or do we want to, we'll impersonate Farrah Fawcett this time. And we're gonna go here to my club and click on the grants icon. Click on Club Grants View. Here's the grant. So now that the grant has been submitted for club approval, Farrah is going to say, yes, I'm good with this. This looks good. We're going to assign the grant. And after, remember, there's only one signature required in this Hollywood district. You guys would need 2 signers. So after those 2 signers have signed off, whoever the second signer is going to get this pop-up window. And at this point is where you're going to click on yes, submit grant for district approval and send that grant to the district to approve it. And once the district approves it, they're going to send it back to you and say, okay, go do your project. So now we've submitted it. The grant is locked at this point. So while you can make some changes, I guess, I would really wait to hear back from the district before you tried to do anything more with the tabs on this grant. Just wait for the district to approve it, and then you can come in and start adding additional information.
Let me ask this. This is Fred Bridgers. If you send it around for club signatures and one of the people looks at, they look at it and decide that they want to make a change or want you to make a change, how do you do that?
Well, if you only have like one signature,
Well, we have 2 signatures.
once you have 2 signatures, if you wanted to change anything, you would not click on that submit to district. Or
Yeah, I know that, but how would you go back and make the changes?
You would click on no, don't submit it, and then go back and make the changes.
Or the district would have to reject the grant.
And as long as it hasn't been submitted to the district, the grant will be open for you to make changes. And you would see up in the top right corner a button that says submit to district for approval.
So, but the budget is not submitted
Yeah, it is.
with this?
Yeah,
Not,
it is.
I didn't see that step.
It's right there.
Yeah, I was gonna
Could've
ask.
been
I
done.
didn't know if-
It wasn't explained.
Yeah. what needs to
oh,
be.
we did skip this.
Yeah,
Right.
So let's revert to draft. Okay, here we are. There's the budget. So we're gonna add an income source. The first one that you're going to add is club funding. And I'm gonna say,
DDF. We use the terminology DDF, Rochelle.
I use club funding for the money that the club is going to use.
Contribute.
And then
Gotcha.
DDF is what they are requesting from the
Okay.
district. So right here, we're gonna request 1,000, or say the club is contributing 1,000. And I'm going to select other club funding and click add. And then I'm going to add another income source. This one is DDF funding. And we're going to ask for, what is it, 1,000?
Yeah, allocation, yeah.
Yeah. And this time we're going to select DDF requested.
Again, to bring back my question that I had, if you send it around for club signatures and one of the club signature people looks at it and says a change needs to be made, how do you do that after you have sent it around for signature?
Well, when you collect club signatures, let's say,
Yes.
okay. If you want to make changes, you'll see we haven't signed anything yet. We're still, well. Yeah. We still need to sign off on it. You can always revert back to
Right.
draft.
Yeah.
And that'll take you back here.
Where do you revert back to draft? Is there a sign, is there a tab or something that says that?
It's up here in the top right corner.
Okay, yes, it's not up here for this one though, is it?
Yes, it
There
is.
it
It's right
Oh,
here.
okay.
I've been clicking on it.
All righty, okay.
Revert back to draft and that takes
Yeah.
you back here.
Yeah.
Right here, your budget expenses, you want to make sure that, your budget expenses and your income zero out over here in the budget summary. So we're gonna put 2,000 there. So that way, over here in the budget summary, we're telling the district we expect we're expecting to spend $2,000. And this is what our expenses look like. We're asking for $2,000 and we're going to spend $2,000. And the balance will be zero when the grant is done. Are there any questions over here on this?
Mhm.
Is there a save on this particular screen?
Right
Yes,
there in the top right corner.
yes. I also have one other question. If one of our signers does not have level 4,
As
how do
long
we get that?
They don't have to be a level 4.
To
As
sign it?
long,
To
as
sign
long,
it? Okay.
as long as they are listed
Okay,
as a signer on this grant, they will have access to the grant.
fine. And my other
Okay.
question is that the MOU, don't we do that during this first process as well? Attach it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Here under the documents tab
Mhm.
is where you're going to upload that MOU, that signed MOU.
And the MOU addendum.
Right,
Yes.
So both of them.
right.
And just click on the upload
Mhm.
file
Mhm.
and you'll click on choose file and upload it from your device.
What's the status on the MOU and the MOU addendum being in there automatically and they can click and sign?
You know, I need to check on that. They've kind of put a halt on new enhancements, but I know this is in the queue.
Okay,
So yeah, they put a halt on new enhancements so they can get caught up with what we had in the queue. So hopefully,
I checked on it and it's still sitting there.
Yeah.
okay,
So they haven't taken it out. It's still sitting there.
that's good
Yeah.
though.
but we've got some new developers that are just fantastic and moving things through pretty quickly now. It's just trying to keep up with all the daily tickets and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So could you please remind me, where do we find the MOU? Is it under documents?
Barbara, don't we have it on the website?
It's
Yeah.
But
on the-
also.
It is on the
Barbara, you can-
website and I've sent it out multiple times and I'll be glad to send it to you again if you'll just drop me an email.
I would just go ahead and do the P-mail list of the 23-24 grants.
Okay,
Send both documents out to everybody,
okay.
make it easier on yourself.
Thank you.
So yes,
So,
it's on the website.
so you want to make sure you've got those documents for the MOU uploaded. Make sure you've got your budget information in here, complete your application tab. And once everything is in here and you're ready to submit it to the district, you're going to click on the collect grant signatures. And I'm going to click on it one more time. We're going to sign the grant and see right here. If you want, you can click on no, continue to add grant details, or we can submit it to the district. Once it is submitted to the district, If there are any changes needed, or if you need the district to send it back to you, you have to contact them. You have to contact the district committee so they can adjust the stage of your grant and allow you to make updates to it. Are there
One of
any?
the issues that Jim and I have had in the past is people will do the details and do the project, but they'd never fill out the application.
Yeah, this is super important. This is where all the details about your project should be listed here. And, you know, in my district, what they do is they send it back to me with this need more information. And I usually get a nice email from my district grants chair saying, hey, you missed this, so go take a look.
Question.
Sure.
A lot of this information is filled in after, I mean, this is the preliminary. Now, we don't know we generally match the amount that we get from the district. And therefore, we have to wait until we find that out to be able to fill out the
application.
expense side.
Mhm.
So we just do that as we get the information.
Right.
Yeah,
Well-
the DDF sheet has gone out. Barbara sent that out.
About a week ago.
Yeah, I sent it out last week.
Yeah, as well as it's always in the pets book as well.
Oh, okay.
One thing I want to point out is you'll notice when you go back to the budget tab after you've submitted this grant, you can no longer edit the DDF that's been entered here. You actually have to contact the district grants committee and they can edit this for you, but you no longer, you'll want to make sure you have a good idea of what DDF funding that you're getting to enter that in here.
Hmm.
You can edit the club funding. It's only the DDF funding that you are not able to edit.
Hmm.
And you are required to put a copy of that check
Yeah.
and the deposit slip. So go ahead and take it then, don't wait, because several people have said, oh, I don't know where it's at. So if you go ahead and take it when you deposit it and upload it, it'll be there and you won't have to worry about it.
Yes, yes, yeah.
Jill says, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and everything under the documents, not secure files, documents works better for Gemini.
Under here. It's like everything, the grants committee has everything they need to see right within this grant. It's a huge time saver. So I'm gonna get out of Hollywood now and we're gonna go to your district. And if anybody has any questions about your 22-23 grants, I'll be happy to look at those with you guys right now.
One thing, the new grants are due April 1st. So the new grant applications for 23-24, April 1st.
I do have a comment again. Under the documents, it would be really helpful if you could send out the list again, how you want us to name, like the check that comes in, the deposit. So it's easier for you folks to approve it, look at it, etc.
Jim, that would be a question for you, I think.
I named mine District Simplified Grant Check.
But there are more things that we put under documents, so it would be helpful if you just send out a list again and how you want us to attach that, the name that you want us to use for various things.
Most of the
DDF
ones I've seen are
check.
pretty self-explanatory.
The DDF check, and you have a copy of it, a
Yeah.
picture of it. So
Yeah. People will do photos and then they'll do like receipts or, I mean, I haven't had a problem.
Okay,
It's
That's
been a
fine.
problem them not being there, but I haven't had a problem finding them unless they were in secure files. What about you, Jim?
when I fill out my deposit slip, because I'm the treasurer of our club, I scan the check and the deposit slip, and then I go deposit it, and then I scan my receipt. So
Mhm.
I just named them, district grant
DDF.
check,
Yeah.
and and deposit.
Well, I haven't had a problem, but I just thought that it might be helpful to you if there are specific names you want us to
Oh, no,
name.
no. The only problem we have, I don't care
Okay.
what you name them,
Mm.
because it's, as Tracy said, it's mostly common sense. The only thing that we've asked is that they either be Word documents or PDF documents
Mhm.
or JPEGs for images, because there are a lot of different types of software out there, and there are some of them that I cannot open. And I think Rochelle noted in our last training session that if you use a
Special character.
disallowed
Special
short
character.
character, then it cannot be open.
Yeah, avoid using commas. I don't use commas. I don't use dashes. Underscores are okay. But just try to avoid using any type of special character. It confuses
actually
the
tells you.
coding.
In the
And-
documents tab, when you're getting ready to upload, it tells you which ones are allowed.
Sure does.
Yeah.
So all you have to do, I used to tell my people that I trained, read the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
that
right.
helps.
Are there
Yeah.
any other questions about the new grant application process? And again, Barbara will send out the MOU and the MOU addendum again to that group, and also the DAC-DB specialist, so y'all can have it.
And
But,
I'll send out that step by step again too, Tracy.
and the DDF amounts.
Yeah,
Okay.
So everybody's good with the new grant application process?
I just want to make one comment. What we just got through talking about with reproducing copies of our checks and all that sort of stuff, that's something that happens when we do the final report. Correct?
Yes.
All right.
But it is easier, like Barbara said, if you go ahead and upload it right after you do the check, then you don't have a problem finding it later.
Well, what I'm getting at is, we've been talking on the front end about submitting the grant application,
Mhm.
and then we shifted to the back part, and any new ones on board, I didn't want them to think that got messed up with that.
Gotcha.
Those of us who've been around for a while, we understand that.
Yeah, and then the checks won't come until the fall, so.
Good point.
I have a
Once you-
question.
Once you receive that check, aren't you to make a copy of that check and the deposit slip?
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Fred, did you have a question?
No, I was waiting until we were through with the new, I don't have any on the new
Oh,
grant.
okay. I thought I heard somebody was trying.
I have a question of the prior grant, of the one that's due now.
Okay, so now we're gonna move to the final report if everyone is good with the new grant application process.
Okay, I created the grant and then I completed it and I clicked send it to the district. And I had a signature box that I clicked on. Now, there are others that were signees as well. Do they have to go into the grant and go through the process? And will they get a signature box to click on? I don't know what, this has never happened to me, but one of the signatories of the primary one left the Rotary or left our club. And I don't think you don't have his email address anymore. So we're stuck with only one signature and, I brought this up. to
Sandy,
you.
I responded to you on that.
I added somebody for you, Sandy.
He was still, yeah, you did. You added another person. He was still active when he signed that, so his signature's good.
Well, is he going to get the email for the signature? I mean, does that automatically come from the grant, from the district?
It does, but it really doesn't matter that he
Um,
doesn't get it, just so
yeah.
you do.
Rebecca Agner, I added her as a
Okay.
signature because Lizzie looks like she's been terminated.
No, she's our current club president.
For some reason, she's showing a DAC-DB as terminated, but Rebecca Agner can sign now. I put her in as one of your
Now-
signatures.
Do I walk her through the system to the grant and she will have a signature box to click on? Is that how the process works?
Correct.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, we're talking about the old grants now.
Yes, the final report for
Okay.
the 22.
This is Fred Bridges from Elm City. I did the final report and had the box up there that said send it around for club signatures, which I clicked on. And I had a box that came up for me because I'm one of the people that can sign it.
Mhm.
So I signed it and we needed one other signature.
Mhm.
And for whatever reason, the other people that could sign it did not get emails and did not get a box where they could go in and sign it and submit it to the region. I mean, to the district.
And
What
you
club are you
got
in?
actually, I added Benjamin Barnes, you're on there, Tom McLeese, and Bill Short. All four
Yes.
are listed.
But
But Rochelle, why can't they do that if they're listed?
What club are we looking at?
Elm
City.
City.
Mhm.
You were
A whole
up
bunch
there.
of them.
And what's the name of one of the signers?
Benjamin
Ben-
Barnes.
Ben Barnes.
Oh, let's change the org here. You can sign it right there,
Where?
here in the
Top
top right
right-hand
corner.
corner.
I can't see anything in the top right hand because all the pictures of people are there.
Oh, you can minimize that box with the displays everywhere.
Yeah.
Right,
up in the
change
top.
your view to standard. Top right or full screen.
Oops. Well, I've still got something. Let's see.
Super obvious, iconic Black Lotus type of cards, Fabled and Mirror Breaker, Minskin Boo. and
It's a little
Treasure.
tiny. It says view.
Early as first pick, or snatch them up if they're going
Well,
around.
Oh, under view. Okay.
cards that
No,
they're-
no one. Where you've got all your pictures of everybody, in the top right-hand corner is black, and there's a little tiny word that says view.
Okay.
See it?
Uh-huh.
And click on that,
Okay.
and then click standard.
Do let me know what some of your.
Well, that has my picture up there and still covers up that corner.
Yeah, but just to the left of your picture is where it says club sign final.
Okay, I moved my picture so I can see up here. See, it says club sign final report,
Mhm.
Yes.
but
That's it.
and I signed it, and my signature is on the signature log, but it won't send it to anybody else.
yeah.
You may ask them to check their spam folder. They should, if they're signers, they will get a notification. Sometimes the email provider will send that message to spam. So I would recommend they check there.
Okay, well, I'll do that, but that seems highly unlikely to me. But if you can, since you've got the screen up, if you can click on final report. Okay,
Have you completed?
okay, well, you see, I've got this thing, go back down a little bit. Reset request. I don't know how that appeared.
Reset report. If you want to redo all of this, you would click on that and it would erase everything you've entered.
Okay, Fred, they can go into DAC-DB, go into the club grant and sign it, correct?
He doesn't, I don't think, he doesn't think they can.
No, they can't. I know, I've talked to them. I mean, they cannot.
They can't even get into the club grant.
Oh, they can get into the club grant, but the thing doesn't come up there for the thing doesn't come up there for them for the signatures and allow them to sign it.
Gotcha.
See,
So
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
have the club
it-
sign.
it hadn't been, Michelle, if some of those questions are not answered, is it going to allow the final report to be submitted?
No.
Okay, but, okay.
But
okay,
no,
but
wait a
now-
minute, it does, because remember, I've kicked a lot of them back, like this would get kicked back, Fred, because there's, number 2 hasn't been
Okay.
answered. Number 4 hasn't been answered.
Okay, well, but let me just say this, I answered all of those. And I sent it to and then I
Huh.
saved it and sent it around for club signatures. And if you go look in under the documents, under the
Under the file.
PDF file for the grant, it has all the information in it.
Yeah, look on the final
So
report.
if you go down to the tab, yeah, final report, PDF.
Yeah.
Okay, see,
That
so
is
there it is with all
weird.
the stuff
It
in it.
is there. That's what we didn't understand, Tracy. That's what we've been trying to resolve and couldn't understand.
Oh my gosh. Rochelle, what's going on with that?
I've seen this happen before.
So very good question.
It
Yeah,
is, and look,
Okay, but what I
Fred,
s-
Elm City has been trying for a week to get this resolved.
And we've been trying to help them with no
Right.
success.
We've added people to the signature list so they could get that done, and
You're going to
But,
copy and paste it, huh?
But I realize that the problem, when you go back and you see this thing that says reset report, I mean, that's a problem too. I understand that, but I don't know why.
I'll bet you that's what's happened.
Someone could have,
Click that
Reset
reset
it.
report. Yeah.
If anybody made a mistake, it was me. Because I mean, nobody else has been tampering around with it.
Well,
So, I
no,
mean,
I've
what-
tried to help you and I may have reset it, but that's what I asked in an email. I thought the only way we could clear up the issue was to reject the final report and send
Right.
it back to you.
I mean, I can, this thing that says reset report. I tried filling that all in and put all the information back in again, and then it wouldn't let me send it up to, then it let me
Final
click.
approval.
I'm
She's
gonna have to
copying and
ask,
pasting it now.
I'm gonna have to ask a developer to look at why this information didn't save over.
and then
here.
also why they can't sign it.
Well, they can sign it right here.
Yeah, she's in.
Okay, well, click
Yeah.
on, okay,
Okay.
you see.
So
Oh,
it looks
that is
like
there. It says they can sign it.
Tom has signed it. But no, that was in 2022.
No, all those signatures there, except mine.
Yeah.
You see
Michelle's
mine, oh,
ready to sign
go
it
back to the
now
signature,
for-
go back to the signatures. The only
Right
one
here.
that's, see, there's my signature, 2/22/2023. After I signed it, nobody else has been able to sign it. They can't
Fred,
get
she
this to
just
come up.
signed for Ben right now.
I just
Okay.
signed it for Ben.
Who just did that?
I did that. I'm impersonating Ben.
Oh, perfect.
Ben could sign this.
Okay.
Now close and submit for final approval.
That's a step that a lot of people miss. They're not submitting it for final approval to us.
Okay.
So Jim and I don't know where y'all were ready for it.
Hold on. So has that actually gone to the district now? Did that just go?
Yes.
Should have.
Okay, and you, well, you signed, Ben may not like the fact that somebody signed for him.
Uh,
No, I don't think you'll have a problem with it.
Tell him it's
Well,
sometimes
when we get off
better
of this,
to
I'll
ask.
send them a message around and tell them it's been sent.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tell
Yeah.
them it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think you'll be bothered by it, but I hope that reset, well, I'll go back then and look at the reset where it says that reset report.
Don't touch it. It's up for us to review.
Yeah, we're good now.
I'm not, but now we still got that setting down. That still makes me feel odd that that's sitting there.
I have to talk to a developer about
Yeah,
why
okay,
that
okay.
information didn't saved.
God,
But
I mean, I'm
your final report
I'm glad
is,
that's happened because I've lost sleep over this. It bothered me so
final
damn much.
your final report is preserved here in a PDF.
Right.
So
Yeah,
the committee can see what you've entered.
yeah.
And
Well,
look at
Rochelle,
all
if you'll
the-
follow up on that for that
will.
particular club, because if it's happened this time, it could obviously happen next year.
It's already happened this year. That's why
Is
I-
it just a few clubs here and there, or?
yeah, it's kind
Okay.
of hit or miss. I've, when I thought the developers had fixed this, so I'm kind of surprised to see it. But I'll let them know it's happening again and they
I've,
can.
I've done this for,
back.
for,
Oh,
I've done
yeah,
this for,
Fred, his
I've been
reports and
doing this for
all are
maybe
like the
4
poster child.
I've been doing for 4 or 5, I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years and
Oh,
it never
yeah.
happened in the past.
Yeah,
I've never had the problem either. And I remember that you'd submitted for club or club signatures or for whatever. And the people that were signees would get notification. They could click on their own computer. And I just assumed that the district would send it out to the signees where they would get a box to click on, but maybe that isn't the case.
Can you check on that, Rochelle?
yes.
Yeah, will you
Yes,
scroll down
all-
while you're there?
When those notifications go out, and come on. So,
It does say submit a grant for club approval. It's
Yeah.
clicked. It's enabled.
yeah,
Yeah.
all of these. Yeah, club signees, that's where that's going to.
You'll go back to the district grant review. I think we can see that they've been submitted.
Yeah,
Way
You
down.
all ready
It's
for a new
showing
problem?
up now.
There he is for district review.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about Wilson. Because they're having issues with assignees too.
this one,
Yes. And I added a few people so that,
so
Now,
this is something that you want to take a look at. If any of your signers have been terminated from the club, they will show in yellow right here.
and
Okay.
Lizzie's showing, but she's the club president, so I don't understand that.
yeah, well, Rebecca hasn't, I signed I created the grant and then I signed it. Now for her to sign it, will she need to go into the grant and get to the point where she can get a box to sign off on the grant?
Yes.
So it looks like she has a duplicate record and her terminated record was added. So what was her name?
Lizzie,
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
she's,
about William Moore? Is William Moore still?
he left the club and I can't get up with him.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you got,
Elizabeth can sign now.
So they need to go in and get into the grant and there'll be a box for them to sign.
Mhm.
correct.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
correct.
impersonating Elizabeth now. And let's change the org here. When she comes in and clicks on that, right there in
It's
the
up there.
top right,
Yeah,
Yep.
the sign final report.
okay, so she'll get that on her computer
Yes.
Correct.
and I'll walk her through getting to that point.
And see here how this is saved in this club?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure what happened in Elm City.
Well, if you will investigate that, I would greatly appreciate it.
I will.
This has been very helpful.
Yeah.
It's more than helpful to me. As I said, I'll be able to sleep tonight.
We
Yeah,
just
it's-
need to know to call on Rochelle so she can go in and impersonate people to get us.
Yeah.
Yeah, figure out what's going on. Is there
Impersonating a
anybody-
man at that.
Are there any other clubs that are having issues?
Yes, ma'am. This is Frank Faust from Manio. I have a couple of questions.
Which club are you with?
The Manio Club?
Okay.
I am a new member to the particular club and just got the responsibility as treasurer and trying to capture the information of the prior grant has proven to be difficult. I think the preliminary question I have is I do not have DACDB access that I know of. I'm not sure who in the club does. Would it be possible for you all to tell me who it was that was on the last year's grant? And so I can start directing the questions and getting this through the wickets?
I can get you set up on DACDB.
Yeah,
And this will be the 22-23 final report. Is that what you're talking about, Frank?
Yes, ma'am. I've collected some of the data, but what I've discovered is while I have the check registers and so on, I do not have the copies of the original check or the deposit ticket. I'm going to try to retrieve those from the bank. I have the check number for us paying out the expenses,
Right.
but now I have a good description of what was done. But I'm kind of cold as to taking the step to get it in the system.
Can you go to contacts, Rochelle?
do y'all do online banking?
Actually, we discovered when we tried to move my name in that I can't get online banking yet because, well, long story short, we have a president who's gravely ill and not in the area right now. So we're an acting president and the treasurer is no longer available to us. So we're just totally cold.
The bank wants new signatures authorized.
Exactly. And because he's out of the area, we're having to do a workaround on that. So by Monday, I'll have it. But to try to meet the deadline, I'm trying to shorten.
Oh, and look, we don't want anyone to stress.
No.
You know, that is no. I mean,
No,
our
I
issue.
understand.
Yeah.
You want me to add you, Frank?
Please.
If you would, I'd
Yeah.
appreciate it. And if you could tell me who the original people were on the grant, then I can kind of recover that a little bit.
It looks like it was Hugh and Adrian.
Yeah.
They were the original ones on that contact. Look at the details and see what's there.
And
Okay, well, Hugh is the president that unfortunately is not available anymore. Adrian is, but she and I are kind of babes in the woods. We kind of know what DACDB is, and that's kind of where our expertise stops. So I will contact Adrian and we'll work it through. If you can give me the access, then at least I can work with her.
Okay, Frank, I will send you
work
an
it through.
email when we get off of this tonight. I have been working with Adrian, helping her work on this, so.
Yes, I knew you had, and she and I have talked, and it just turned out that I was the duty person to sign in tonight to make sure we were covered.
Yeah.
Okay, I will
okay.
send you an email to set up your DACDB account as soon as we close this out.
All good. Thank you all very much, and we'll go from there. Don't need to take any more airtime.
Frank, we also have added you as a signer on this grant, so you've got full access if you need it.
Great. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Okay, is this meeting recorded so that one can go back and look at it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, there is the recording, and when if you request it, Barbara can send it, but be mindful that we lost the first 15 minutes or so.
Okay, I was
Barbara?
aware, I'm aware of
But
that.
the important stuff is recorded.
Yeah, uh-huh. Well,
Yeah.
where do I click on that at? Does it have to be sent to me or can it be?
No, I have to send it to you.
Yeah, just send her an email requesting it.
Barbara,
Yes.
okay, okie dokie,
BB,
all right.
Are there any other questions about the 22-23 final report?
Tracy, you and I were emailing back and forth yesterday, and you said you wanted to talk to me after this was over.
Yes. When Rochelle stay on, but yeah, everybody else, we'll do that afterwards. And Jim stay on for just a few minutes.
Barbara, I have input process for District 7720 grants. Is that still valid, the step-by-step process?
when did you get it?
There's no date on it.
This year or last year or?
Probably last year.
I'll send you I'm gonna send a new one out to everybody.
Okay,
So take a look at it.
great.
Everybody good, except we got to talk to Jean, but everybody doing well and feel good about it?
Tracy, Jim,
I'm
John
feeling
Polk,
good, but I'm okay.
Hey, John.
John Polk with First Flight. Question in regards to the 2023, 2024 allocations that was received, the DDF allocations.
Yes.
Just a point of clarification on my side.
can you explain the reduction in annual funds for direct designations? How did that actually, or how does that actually work, please?
You know, we try to make sure that people understand they need to make sure that they have to do share. But occasionally a club member will make a donation and they'll say, oh, I want this to go for clean water projects. As soon as you do that, it does not come back to your club or the district. It is going straight to something specific for clean water. So we try to make sure and remind people. In fact, I just did a little spiel for my club Tuesday. If you choose to make a donation for something specific, that's great. Just understand, if you want your club to benefit, it has to be annual fund share.
Perfect. Thank you.
One question, have the clubs been notified what their grants will be this coming year?
That went out a week ago, I believe, Barbara, but she's going to send it back out.
Yeah,
to
well, now you
DDF.
told me just to send it to the distribution list. Do you want it to go to everybody or?
No, no, no. It just goes
Just
to
the
the
distribution
distribution list is that basically the club president,
got it.
the president,
Okay, I'll check with her if she hasn't told me.
right.
Okay.
But I would say let's include the DAC-DB grant specialist when we send all this back out. So 2 email groups.
Yeah, same one I sent it to before.
Yeah, and again, a grant specialist, and I'll use Bill Thompson as an example. Bill does not have to ever be responsible for Three Eagles grants. His responsibility is to make sure that things are put in DAC-DB. So he's the computer expert, so to speak, with this, because we recognize that as you get new presidents in or new secretaries or whatever, they may be unfamiliar with the process. So it's very helpful to clubs and to the district if there's somebody they do it year after year, year after year. But that doesn't mean they have to do the grant. But it would be helpful, I think, for the grant specialist to kind of see what the DDF is, so they can kind of double check when they put that into DAC-DB, that's the DDF requested is correct.
This is
Frank,
Fred
we did
Fred-
put Adrian in as the DAC-DB specialist in your club. So if that needs to be changed, just let us know.
I will do so. At last discussion, they were still playing around with that, but I'll talk with Adrian in just a few minutes and clarify with her. So as long as we have a name in, that's good. We're off the awful list.
I was just looking, let me go in and see who was listed. I don't remember anybody from.
No, I sent it to you today. I think it was.
Oh,
It was
okay.
either
Well, I
today or
just-
yesterday.
Okay,
But I
yeah,
made sure she was on this distribution list to get the information for tonight.
no, he's talking about the grant specialist.
I know, I am too.
Oh, I thought you were talking, okay. So you just need to let me know and it can be added or
I did,
add it.
I did.
Okay, but unless the club contacts me, I have no clue who their grant specialist is. And
Right.
now I still don't have one for Wilson, Vanceboro, Tarboro, Newbern, Hertford, or Greenville Noon.
You are absolutely correct.
I
Let
just
me ask one
know
more-
the
let me-
person who's going to be coming to these trainings, as well as be responsible for getting it into the system.
This is Fred. I just got one really quick question. When we send in money this year for the foundation,
Mhm.
I know that we have to do $120
Right.
a member. What is the date of the membership count that you? we
July
use?
1,
July 1 of
July
2000.
1. And I will
2023.
send out an email, probably the 1st of June, to the group, just the groups in general, the club officers. Clean your rolls.
Yeah.
I know that we take a hit with membership when we do that, but it is beneficial to all clubs to get the people who are no longer actually Rotarians off the rolls, because they go to July 1. That's your membership.
That's
That's
July
how
1
the
of
per
two.
capita is calculated.
That's July 1 of 2022.
Correct. When
Right.
you do in your membership, your attendance report shows up every month.
Okay,
As to the number of active as of July 1.
Yeah.
okay.
And that's why that membership should not change on that report that goes out every month, because it's July 1.
Correct.
You can add 10 more people, doesn't matter. July 1, that's the number that they're using to calculate per capita.
Okay.
And the $120 this year impacts your ability to get a grant in 25, 26.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So it's the 22, July 1, 22 is the mark as far as the
DDF funds.
yeah.
Mhm. It's always July 1. And again, we're 3 years. So you have to kind of think 3 years to say, okay, if we want to get this grant 3 years from now, this is what we have to hit. So at PETS, I will tell the president-elects, they're going to see the DDF sheet in the PETS book, and they've already seen it, as Barbara sent it out.
You know,
It's
it's
going
hard
to
to
be
think.
$100 per capita, because that was what it was in 2021.
It's hard to think of 3 years in advance when you're
It is,
75.
it is. So I just don't want anybody to get confused and say, oh, well, wait a minute, the district changed that.
Well, you can
No,
still.
we changed it this year, but it doesn't impact you until 3 years, 25, 26.
Okay,
Are we all good?
Yep.
yep.
I want to thank everyone, and Jean, again, Jean, Rochelle, Jim, if you'll stay on, Barbara. Thank
stay
you
on.
all for attending.
Okay.
Okay.